Welcome to Fortnite Live. I am Will Kinsler. You can call me Rackzilla. Joined here with some of my Fortnite friends, Zach Phelps and Darren Sugg.
Hey.
How are you doing, guys?
Great.
We're awesome. This new build is cooking, so we're excited.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we've done a stream. We've typically been doing streams at the start of each online test. Just started a new online test, OT6, this week. And I know today we have a lot of new people joining us. Why? Because we told everybody to come watch today that we possibly could, and that there would be codes, and that's true. If you're in the chat right now, giving out codes throughout the stream. If you don't get one, don't worry. You can still hit us up on Twitter after the stream at Fortnite Game. Might take me a little while depending on how many of you there are. But we do check that stuff, and we are going to continue to give out codes throughout the stream. Because we have a bunch of new people joining us today, we're going to talk a little bit about sort of the basic high-level stuff of Fortnite, and then get into what's new for OT6 for people that are returning or have been watching the streams. Yep. So let's jump right into it.
Cool.
So what's Fortnite, guys?
Well, Fortnite is Epic's action building game where we combine our awesome sort of shooting, fighting, building mechanics into a delicious game pie.
That sounds amazing.
That's where I'm at.
And so what, we're in OT6 now. What's gotten us up to this point? What's sort of the journey been over the last little while?
Over the last year, so I think we started in OT1 with a very different game than the one that we have today. We very much focused on the action building RPG game. That is where we're at today. We have a much deeper progression system. We have persistent building. We have our heroes are completely redone from fundamentally from actually prior to OT1 from the ground up. So anyone coming in the game today is going to see something that's much more complete. It's very close to. I'm not going to say we're quite at beta yet, but we're in the middle, towards the end of alpha of kind of where we want to be with the game. And what we're really looking for is people to come in and give us a lot of feedback about the things that they really like about the game and the things that they think we can improve upon before we transition to the next phase.
Yep, and so we've been doing that through all of these OTs. Before we jump into gameplay, let's talk a little bit about the sort of high level of OT6. And I guess a good place to start is for the players that are returning, going to notice some different things, maybe a couple things that are a tiny bit painful at the beginning. Is that right?
It's just a little, maybe a lot. We've introduced quests, so we have our quest system in, and persistent building, so the outpost. And so because of quests and the outpost, we've moved where and how the progression of the game works. So prior versions, you simply progress by improving your commander and leveling up your commander level. Now, your primary progression is based upon your quests and actually upgrading your outposts in each one of the locations: Stonewood, Plankerton, Canny, and Twine. And so the actual building of your home base, which is your primary character progression, is now tied to those activities, which means ultimately that we reset everybody's home base back to 0. And now everybody needs to start in Stonewood, move through their quests, actually build out their outpost, do your outpost defenses, and be able to work your way back through the game. Now,
yeah, that's just our way of. We didn't want to have to do a whole wipe on the community, so we just reset the guys who've been playing for a while's home base so they could play through, and they're gonna eventually get back to where they were without having to do a total wipe. We're super sensitive. We get a lot of questions about, hey, when are we going to do a wipe? And we're like, okay, we think we can negotiate this one, but it's a little painful if you've been through the content before.
Gotcha. So Outpost is one of the things that you mentioned, and that's something that we're going to be looking at today. What is that all about?
So Outpost, we get a lot of feedback from the community. Hey, I want to have a place where I can go and build. This version of persistent building is basically building with a purpose. You build a fortress to defend against the creatures, but this area is all the progress you make, all the things you build is saved off, so you can continue to come back and revisit it. And as you move through the individual locations, the fights get tougher and tougher, and that sort of ungates new areas in the world progression.
And the fight we're going to do today is pretty tough, right?
We're going to do a Plankerton, the 6th fight in Plankerton, which is the gating fight to be able to get into canning. So I've leveled up my outpost to that point, along with some help from our community. And so we're ready to essentially do the fight into canning. So.
Yep, and Quest is one of the other big features of OT6, right?
That is right. We added a quest system. A lot of people were asking, like, "Hey, I want a bit more of a breadcrumb trail. I want to like be able to track the progress I'm making." So obviously, it's a no-brainer to add in a quest system and sort of a list of, "Hey, these are the things I really want to go do," and make that accessible throughout the game. This version is really our first crack at it. We expect it to get way better and a lot more in depth as we go, so we can make that a good experience for the users. This one is the bare bones version, but we really want to get it in, test it, see where we are, see how it affects the progression of the game. So, but we expect to make some pretty significant overhauls in the ensuing OTs.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to just say the dailies right now, you're going to get one every day. They stack up to 3. You can abandon any one of them once per day. But you are going to get quests that go across the entire game and based upon what you've unlocked. So if you've unlocked that ninja, it's still level 2, you're still going to get quests to go and fight husks with the ninja. If you've gotten past Stonewood, we're going to pull you back to Stonewood. You're going to have to do fights inside of Stonewood again. And that's just, right now, that's something that we want to test out, see how players react to it, and get some feedback.
Cool. So it feels like one of the areas that saw a lot of attention this OT also was art, right? So we got a brand new ninja model, right?
Yep.
What's been the sort of philosophy about changing art and evolving the look of the heroes over time?
Well, I think the thing is as we've evolved the game and we've sort of got a sense of like bouncing stuff off the community and where we've at, and art has just had some more time to take it to the next level. So we've added in these new appearances that we think fit more with the central Fortnite look and feel and awesomeness. And but we have ideas about the things that we've done in the past, actually. So we won't say more about that. But yeah, these are new ones. There's some really awesome new versions of guys, and in the next couple of months we'll be adding even more. So it's pretty awesome.
And it seems like a lot of art passes on weapons as well. Tons of new guns.
Yeah, new guns. Like before that, as people know, as we've been walking through the OTs, we had gun data and some gun feel, but we didn't have enough. We didn't have all the skins in yet and all the actual models. Now that models are coming in, you can see the difference. This is our Raptor, and we are going to be adding more and more to the library as we go. We've got tons of guns in the game, and it's just. And we, it's epic, so we want to make sure our guns are awesome and they look cool, so it's taking us a bit to get those in.
Yeah, and on top of that, the combat team, or the heroes team and the combat team have done an incredible job at putting together new animations, look, feel, fire rates, sound effect, everything to make these guns feel really, really awesome. So pretty much the entire system end to end has been kind of overhauled for OT6. Shooting in OT6 is better than any other build we've ever had.
Awesome. So that's OT6. We're going to see it. I know people are anxious for us to just kind of jump in, and we're actually going to start here from the home base. So can we talk, just from a high level about, what home base is, why this is important? We'll jump around some of these sort of key areas that you're in, and then we'll actually hop into a zone.
Sure. So this is my home base. So we're at the end of Plankerton, the last fight of Plankerton, in which case we've basically been able to unlock every single home base building and upgrade them to level 2. The 4 hero buildings here on the left, and then the 8 sort of our 8 main buildings on the right. Each one of the buildings represents a core stat of the game, and as you staff the building up with different staff, that increases your core stat within that area. This building represents the hospital, represents fortitude, which gives you health. As well as the hospital gives you the adrenaline rush gadget, which you can use in game to be able to heal you or your teammates as you upgrade it. Each of the buildings has multiple sub-buildings that you upgrade over time. I've only upgraded these to level 1. Maybe I should just go ahead and upgrade this. That would be good. So essentially, each of our buildings is essentially the character sheet for your commander level and for your commander's experience within the game.
Cool. So let's jump over to the heroes real quick. We can kind of talk a little bit about what each of the hero classes are, and I know that when we jump into gameplay, we're going to have different people playing as each of the heroes.
Yeah, the constructor is our proficient builder. Everybody in Fortnite can fight. Everybody can explore. Everybody can defend. Everybody can build. They have access to all the tools. But the constructor is a guy who's really defensive in nature. He makes your fortresses stronger. He has the ability to heal walls just automatically. His base device generates resources for the team. His bolt charge clears walls of husks if they get bunched up, and he's pretty awesome with a hammer too. So that's sort of his shtick.
And one of the things that returning players will notice is that the ability tree looks a little bit different this time, right? Yeah.
This is our new ability tree. It's a little bit. It focuses on the early game, is unlocking the active skills of the class and doing some stats, and then we move you into the skill tree later on. Overall, sort of the feedback we were getting was like, hey, I don't really understand necessarily all the trade-offs I'm making in the early levels with the skill tree. So this way, we allow you to sort of get a sense of what the class is about and introduce those skills in a way that people can grok, and then they move on to the skill trees and start specializing all of them. And let's see, what build do you have, Zach?
So I'm set up mainly for base defense. So we got here going on here is that I've spec'd into energy fabrication. Which at the level 4 here gives me hyper threading, which gives me extra resources during combat, as well as an additionally increasing the size that my base can protect once I place it. And then I've got energized floors on let's see, I'm trying to remember exactly what these base defenses are called. Anyways, on territorial defense. So I've got energized floors up at the high level. I've not spec'd into increasing my shields or making me stronger, or into any of the buffs for making my combat better. Basically, I just stand on top of a building and snipe things, which I enjoy. So.
Yeah, you're not the bruiser constructor. You're the thinking man's constructor. Okay.
So let's take a look at the Outlander.
Yeah, the Outlander is, again, our predominantly explorer class, although, again, she can do lots of different things. She has a lot of innate upgrades to gaining resources. She has the ability to find loot, see through walls. She knows it'll highlight things that are maybe hidden behind walls, so you know the extra treasures on the other side. It just makes harvesting and finding things easier. I think is her bag. One of her skills is the dimensional fragments, which she basically collects objects in the game and brings them back, and she can detonate them in different ways. Basically, she has defensive, offensive, and a resource buff. I'm not going to talk a little bit about that. I'm hoping that our Outlander player will bust them out in the middle of the fight and we can show them off in real time. But yeah, that's her bag.
Cool. And then the Ninja.
Yeah, the Ninja's our melee class. Is highly mobile. Great with edged weapons, double jumping, smoke bombs, dragon slashing his way through enemies. Right now, he is a tough champion, and we're keeping an eye on the balance of him right now. I'm not gonna lie. But he's pretty awesome. So.
I know you guys nerfed my double jump.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It makes me so sad.
We want to get the harmony right now, and it's still early on, so we're going all in a little bit with him. But as we refactor the classes, we'll get it all adjusted and make everybody work.
And one of the things I think is probably worth mentioning is that we don't have all the art yet, but there's actually male and female versions of each hero.
Yeah, that's right. That's a big deal. We are going to have male and female for every class that we have. We just haven't finished all the art for them, so it's it's sort of, people ask that question too, like, hey, I can't make a female variant of that. It's like, no, we will have both or male variant. We're just going to take us some time.
Yep. And the other thing, obviously you notice here, so this is Zach's account. But he's got one of each hero here, right? You're not just choosing one hero to play as. You can build out several heroes.
Yeah, the thing we're trying to attain is that the person in Fortnite is building up this giant fortress. He has several heroes at their disposal, and depending on the situation, you may need any one of the heroes to come in. So maybe you'll fulfill a role in the team, and maybe it'll just be how you handle defenses of your own outpost personally. So there's lots of advantages to have different heroes in the game right now.
Cool. And so the last one here is the soldier. I don't know why that's the only one you named. The other
The
other ones just have the name of the class.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So you have Nocturna,
that's right.
the soldier. She is. Soldiers are badass range combat class. She has grenades. She can summon a minigun, for lack of a better term, which is just part of her ability. She doesn't need any ammunition. She just busts it out from her hip and goes nuts. And she also has a pushback, so if she gets overwhelmed by husks, she can detonate a shockwave and push everybody away from her. But right now she's very tough at destroying smashers because she can debuff enemies for the team. And when that happens, like guys with big hit points start falling down. So she's this is the shooter man's class, I think, is a good way to say it.
Cool. So let's jump into the vault real quick, and this is kind of a place obviously we're managing things like schematics and your survivors, and we can talk about that for just a second.
Yeah, the true power in Fortnite comes from really the ability to build. 0-1. It's not just building walls in the game world, but actually fabricating weapons and equipment. So Zach has been playing quite a bit, so he's got various versions of the guns. And the reason why one of the questions we often get asked is like, hey, what's the Roman numeral mean in Fortnite? And we're sort of still working through the usability of that, but in reality what that translates to is sort of where and when you can build certain things. So lower Roman numeral things are easier to build than higher versions of them. In certain cases, like you only have a couple of pieces of twine, some rough ore, and you're like, what gun am I going to want to build at that tier? So it definitely shows off sort of the resourcing of the way it works. And then each one of these guns can be upgraded in level. And I'm going to have Zach take a look at a couple, actually look at this one, and you can talk a little about the alteration system that we've now added.
Which
there you go.
Yeah. So we've got so this is actually one I just got the other day. So the ray gun, and so we've added the alterations in where we have as you unlock the weapon, as you level the weapon up, you unlock alterations on top of it. This particular role of the ray gun, which is upgraded, which means that it's even better than the basic ray gun, has an extended barrel as well as a sturdy construction. Again, talking about the crafting tier, some of the rare resources that this requires are silver ore and red crystal, which are only available in Plankerton, sort of towards the end of Plankerton. We've got, a level 10 raptor here, or a crafting level 10 raptor, that's requiring rainbow crystals and platinum ore, which are only available, which I believe start becoming available in Canny. I hope so. I haven't been there yet, so I haven't validated that. So we've also added, we've updated our sorting menus up at the top. So those are working much more cleanly now. You can actually sort by the different tiers correctly. You can sort by weapon names, and the sorting actually makes sense, and the secondary sorting works correctly. So that's working out really well now.
Yeah, we added a bunch of quality of life features into this, due to guys like Zach having giant libraries of stuff. So how you sort them, how you can identify what they are. So we've added some pieces of that.
So how do you get all this awesome stuff?
Well, I do want to say that I've not cheated at Fortnite in any way on my primary account. So this account is legit playthrough since OT3, where that was OT3 is where we stopped resetting everybody. So this is 200 plus hours, and there's a few people out there that played significantly more than I have and have even more stuff. And I will say that as being part of the Fortnite team, part of the thing that fell onto my shoulder was that somebody has to spend a little money in the game to see if it works and to see how well it works.
Right.
So I have spent a little money. So that along with everything else. So
that's allowed. But how do you actually get the schematics though? What are the ways that you can get schematics?
You come to the store. So here's the store. So schematics are dropped from Loot Llamas, and you basically click buy one after you have enough V-Bucks, and you get V-Bucks through playing the game. So quests, Plankerton, or I should say outposts. So Stonewood, Plankerton, Canny outposts unlock more V-Bucks for you, as well as playing the main missions.
Cool. Can we buy one? Let's buy a pack.
I was actually sort of hoping, because this is my main account. See how I'm up here at $2.99? I was like, man,
you want to get to $3.50?
I was like, man, I really want the Survivor Llama. Now I will buy one if okay, we'll go for it. All right.
I like the look that Will has on his face. Like, come on, like people are ready. Like it's fine. Zach takes this seriously. Everybody,
because this is like one of my favorite parts right here. Yeah, you can see the llama looking around.
Yeah, our llamas say stuff when you click on them at the beginning, like, see what you got.
Yeah, well, one thing I know is it didn't upgrade, so at the very least, it's less of a chance to get anything good.
You got an upgraded fire axe, and a stop axe, that's not so bad. Oh, and a prime, though. What
it's Cryo Strike. I'm stoked. Okay, I actually need a cryo weapon.
See, now you're
there you go. Now you got it.
and afflicting Cryo Strike in level 10. That's awesome. All right, let's go upgrade that.
All right, you're excited.
All right, so we can show you. We can upgrade that, and then I think we can go ahead and jump into our outpost.
There you go. Now what Zach's doing is he's dumping some weapon XP into this, raises the DPS a bit. Generally makes it tougher, and one of the advantages of this bad boy is that it's planks in rough war, relatively cheap to make, so it'll be good early game, and it does some decent damage.
Okay.
All right, let's jump into the outpost. We're going to Plankerton.
We have updated this map, so we could talk about this really quick. Here you'll see that basically all the zones are unlocked at the moment, and that's because I've progressed my outpost all the way through. Initially, when I first started Plankerton, only this zone. Initially, I had to go and place my outpost. Once I established my outpost, then I was able to unlock this zone and able to do missions here. And then over the course of probably the last 30 to 40 hours, we've worked slowly through unlocking each of the areas and doing the outpost fight. So each area is unlocked as you do an outpost fight. And so now we're at the last outpost fight, and we've essentially done all the quests within this area. And if you look up here, complete the Plankerton outpost is my current quest.
All right.
So as you can tell, Zach's very serious. So the people he's playing with over there have to bring some serious skills.
Yeah, are you guys ready over there?
Let's do it.
Yeah. No,
right. What? You'll notice.
KL, you're a master. Let's make this happen.
They look ready. Okay, so KL over there is gonna play soldier for us. Zach, of course, is playing the constructor. We've got Grant on the Outlander, and then we've got other Zach. We call him the Professor. He's playing on the Ninja for us.
Yeah.
So I did have a little help in farming and pulling in some resources. So thanks to Tenma for helping me and the rest of the crew and getting my home base and getting my outpost established. I will say that we spent some significant time on their outpost as well. So the cooperative nature of Fortnite is intact, even though each person has their own outpost. There's a lot of work that goes into building these up, making sure that they're ready to go for the big fights.
All right. So what have you done so far here?
Well, so initially when you start in this barren land, the only thing that you have is this thing that I've covered up here, which is the actual shield core, and you establish that initially when you first start inside of the outpost, and then over a series of fights, you get to establish other shield amplifiers for each fight. And as you can see, says these guys are like, okay, let's check this out. Let's see what we got. So as you can see, this is a shield amplifier that I had established in one of my fights. Actually, I blocked that door off, so we can just come in here. We can Take a look at this guy.
Yeah. So what are you doing right here? You've just very quickly added a door.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
So as you have buildings, you can anything that you've built, you can also edit, and you can change its configuration, just simply by highlighting and hitting G to edit.
Yeah, so if people are like relatively new to the community, it's if you're looking to make different patterns of building, you hit that G key, and that grid comes up, and you can remove pieces. So you want to make fences, you remove the first 2 levels. So you want to make a door, you double stack 2 cubes, and that will create a door in the environment. So you can move through anything player built can be edited by that.
Yeah, and so we've established I've got a pattern that I use for each one of the shield amplifiers, so that way, when other players come play with me, they know like where to find healing trap or healing pads to be able to get more health, and as well as be able to navigate around the environment. So
you have strategy. You're very thoughtful too, even for your partners. You're
just trying to think it through,
yep.
Make sure we don't lose.
Well, that's true. Yeah, and it's like this is a new space where I'd be remiss in mentioning that the assets for the shield core and the amplifiers are still prototype. We're still working that out, but again, we wanted to test the gameplay, and the community is always super cool about that. So this is a little proto, so we can get the gameplay down, and then we'll art it up.
All right. So if you guys want to join me over here, this is going to be this is the shield amplifier that we're going to install. Is the building I'm on here. I've already pre-prepped it. It's ready to go.
Hey Zach, can you give us editing rights?
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because that is both the great feature that we've added, as well as something that is a little tricky. So each outpost, because this is my outpost. Anybody that wants to come in and edit in my outpost, I need to give rights to. So down here in the outpost menu, which we can also go through real quick, is the teammate building privileges. So I'll go ahead and give these guys building privileges, so that way they can help me out. They'll be able to heal my walls. They'll be able to modify my buildings. But we put that in there so that way, if you do bring people into your outpost with you, they can't go mess things up and troll you. So
obviously you trust these guys.
Barely.
Nice. I see teamwork is solid.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the things we added into the game, and this will be a big thing for people who've noticed before, is that we used to follow the traditional pattern of build a harvesting weapon, pickaxe, whatever, and it degraded like every other weapon and then went away. You have to build a new one. Yep. Well, we're trying something new. The outpost actually allows you to build a permanent harvesting weapon all for that entire zone now. So you never have to keep building the harvesting weapon over and over again, but instead you level up the tiers here in the outpost. So a lot of people ask, we're still working on the usability. Hey, where's the harvesting optimizer? It's inside the outpost here on this menu in the upper right. Zach's already unlocked all its awesomeness, but you'll have an upgrade button. You want to click on that. And we'll get better as we go. Again, this is the first version of this feature, but we wanted to get it in. So yeah, that's where it is. Upper level, the initial Stonewood has a storage, so you can put other resources. You have too much stuff. You want to store some bullets. You can store all that stuff inside of the outpost, and therefore so when you're building up stuff, you have I have too much stuff. You can unlock storage. When you get out of the first area and you move into the Plankerton, you get more utilities. The fabricator and the crafting table. Now the fabricator allows you to transmute one ingredient into another at the cost of time. So if you really can't find a particular ingredient, you can basically cook down some of the junk you have and then fashion it into a new thing. One of the interesting tensions here is we don't want to make exploration less valuable. And so we want to make sure that people, when they look around for ingredients, are still rewarded. So this does cost you some time and some other resources. But it's pretty cool. This is very, very new. So we'll get feedback from the community. We'll make it better and rock out.
I noticed that when we opened that pack, you got a stop axe. Grant actually brought. It looks like he brought a real stop axe with him.
Oh man,
is that right, Grant?
A stop axe?
Yeah, the one behind your head.
Oh yeah, the real one here. Yeah, I also have a more advanced version, a military axe here that I can build. It's like the stop axe. It's a little more advanced though.
We also have the crafting table, which basically allows you to craft very quickly. So there's some number of items that you can craft very, very fast. So if you want to be able to come to the outpost, to be able to move through crafting a bunch of bullets or a bunch of traps, this is a really good way to be able to do that very quickly. So, okay, cool.
Oh, look at that. It's their axe.
Yeah, look at that.
Are you going to go melee? Is that your thing?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we didn't. You're moving on. So we didn't even get a little glimpse of the. All right.
Yeah.
Do it.
We got enough bullets. Everybody good on that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let's go ahead and grab. We'll go ahead and craft the stop axe that we with this afflicting cryo.
What's everybody going to be doing?
Oh,
We always talk
that
about
hurts.
who's covering what area and
Well,
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
what's the plan?
Let's see where they're coming from, but my guess is they're going to come from the east and the north.
Well, I'll watch north. Yes.
All right.
All right, so the upgrade's installed.
That's where they're coming from.
Okay. You guys set?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, they're coming from the
West.
west.
Good call.
All right,
Sort of close.
I'm right in them.
Here
Let's
we
do
go.
So we're gonna place my base here really quick.
Is this the slot that you?
This is the slot. This is the base
personally-
slot.
yeah,
Yep.
you made it.
Every tower has a base slot.
A lot of thought.
We get
going into
that.
this.
We get that thing in there.
Yeah, and the other thing, we'll talk about it after you do the one.
Yeah, we got an exterminator here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that guy. I'm gonna stick with my monsoon there.
We got our fire and lightning creatures running around. You're at a higher level.
That scope looks awesome.
That scope, that's right. New scopes. I don't know if everybody's seen that. The new scopes are in.
So Darren, we're already seeing all kinds of different enemies. What are the different kinds of enemies you see?
Oh yeah, that's right. So this is for new folks. So this is as you get upper level, you start seeing more and more enemy variety. In this case, the basic husk is your average sort of creature that is pretty effective in a mob, but not particularly dangerous on their own. The thing that Zach's trying to mow down now are the bombshells, which are the artillery of the Husk universe. Those things deal significant amount of damage to your base, so you've got to be very careful about leaving them alone because they'll just lay siege to you. Then we have the Husky Husk. If Zach can look at that guy, boom, he's looking at him. Husky Husk is a little micro tank. He's pretty durable. He's good at wall destruction. So you generally don't want him to get too close to important structures. Then let's see what else he's got when he's done. He's prepping some traps. Hang on a sec.
Husky just threw it.
Nice.
I can
And
actually
down.
these.
I died.
And
Nice. Good job.
We got a
guys.
man
I was
down
taking
already.
out a flinger,
And,
and he threw a husky at me, which was pretty
Nice.
amusing.
right now that beam Zach's taking is from the blaster.
Yep.
Blaster is the machine gun, I think, of the Husk universe. If you let it alone and you let it just burst fire your team, you're going to be in trouble. So people have to keep an eye out. It's good at killing players, but it's not a highly accurate enemy. It takes some time for him to zero in on you. And then, of course, we have the ubiquitous pitchers that throw bones at the player, and they generally are the player killer of the lower end tier. I don't have sound, so I don't know when we're going to have the sound cues for some of the other enemies. So we'll see if I spot some.
Yeah, I'll let you know if they show up.
I feel like you're being pretty calm under pressure here right now, Zach.
Well,
Zach's a professional, so yeah, he's.
well, we'll see about that.
Well, I'm just saying, if I'm expecting your team to hold up their end.
I got this.
You got it. KL says, no problem.
Can't talk. Too much pressure.
So 2 minutes left in this first wave, but we've got 5 waves.
Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
one of the things that get people always asking about, hey, Fortnite, I can't wait for you to do wave fights. I can't wait for me to build a fortress. And so this is the first cut of that. That's always been in the dream.
Yep.
It's just it took us a while to sort of build some of the tech out to get all the things that we really wanted to make this great. And this is the first version of it, and it's only going to get better. So this is the place you come when you really want to test your metal.
Looks like we've got a lot of bombshells on
Yep.
this one.
Yep.
And it feels like
Yeah.
each different type of husk has a different purpose.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so certain bombshells are they're basically a poison lobber, and they'll drop poison on the battlefield, and those clouds will linger, and if players stand in them, they'll take damage. So there's a possibility of area denial out of the enemy. So you have to be very careful. Zach's got a little friend here that's apparently fallen in.
Yeah, and so some of those different types of enemies certainly affect how you decide to build as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is that you've got to, with a lot of artillery like Zach's getting here, he has to protect the roofs and the sidewalls of the shield amplifiers in the core. If he doesn't, they'll tear it apart and just be able to hit it from afar. And so Zach's got a very tough base, which is awesome. But as you can see, it's taking quite a bit of damage. And this is Zach is a high level constructor, so this is
fun, is what this is.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
And coming up on the end of the first wave,
Yeah,
how do you
5
feel
seconds
right
left.
now, Zach?
Awesome.
Yeah, you feel confident?
Yeah, we're doing okay at the moment. We'll see where we end up here.
We did it.
Yep.
Yeah, we did 1.
Yeah.
We got 4 more.
Are they going to get harder?
They get more fun.
More challenging.
Northwest.
Now, one of the things people have been talking about a little bit on the early build is that these waves start pretty fast, and that's absolutely true. Like, you've got to have some prep game before you can't wait to build until you're in the middle of this fight. You got to get it done. And one of the things we've seen the other players, and Zach is doing it too, is that we've got those jump pads in the game. So strategically moving those pads around and being able to jump from amplifier to amplifier is clutch. So he's redeploying his base because they've now moved amplifiers.
Yep.
Then we're gonna go build out some defenses really quick because I don't know if we got enough out here.
What are we going to put down here? Well, it looks like there's already some traps out.
There are some, and we're going to ensure that we've got enough ceiling traps in here.
Yep. Yeah. That little patch to the right is that poison cloud Zach's avoiding.
And this is one of the things that is pretty interesting too. Obviously, Jared, you mentioned you want to prepare as much in advance, but
yep, you can still
you've got to be able to adjust, and that's one of the cool things about how quickly you can build. See,
right.
He's just throwing up ceilings here with ceiling traps very quickly.
Yeah, it's actually that's been one of the things that we the core team, they spent a bunch of time initially early on in getting what does action building actually look like. I know we talk about it like it's a buzzword, but in reality, like the ability to slam out tons of buildings, tons of roofs, and get that done quickly in a fight was super important to the way that we got this to work in Fortnite. We're pretty happy about it. So Zach's just doing those spot repairs.
Yeah.
He's dropping new roofs. He's dropping new traps, all in the middle of the fight. Now again, you can take your time beforehand, but if you need to make it happen in the middle of the fight, you can do it.
Bringing out the big gun.
It seems like some of that action building and sort of mastering that balance too has to do also with things like UI and how people control, right?
Yep.
Go quickly between building and combat.
Yep.
What has that process been like over the last
Well,
year?
it's been an interesting one, and we've gotten a lot of feedback on it, and we've sort of made some tweaks here and there that we can. We for those people that sort of along for the ride, we had a different HUD initially. We had a hotbar system initially, but it was pretty tricky to navigate for a certain subset of users, and so we were like, you know what? Let's narrow it down. Let's clarify it. Let's give a few less options. And beef up some of the character abilities to sort of give that. That's where the shield came from. where you're not managing your health quite as often. Shield actually helps with that. The characters have a fixed number of skills. In this case, they are Zach's basically rotating through 3.
Yep.
And then the gadgets themselves. So we've got a lot of choices in Fortnite. We've got a tool game, where you can, which is to say, you've got a lot of options that players can choose to win. And and controlling has been an interesting adventure to make sure that we get the most amount of control of the user without being overwhelming.
So you mentioned the gadgets, and we just saw Zach use a couple of gadgets
Yep.
there. How do you get the gadgets?
Yeah.
Where do you equip them? That sort of thing.
So yeah, gadgets are they are powerful sort of inventions that you can bring into the match. They usually are probably more powerful than the average thing you can build. You can only bring two per game, and they're unlocked by opening up the core buildings in the home base. So the hospital gives you the adrenaline rush as a healing gadget. The drone manufacturing gives you the sentry gun hover bot turret. And all those things contribute to the sort of style of gameplay that you like. So in this case, Zach is sort of defensive in nature, so he's picking the hover bot and the supply drop. So he's looking for resources to make his base tougher, and also to basically give him some spot defense with the turret. One of the other things for the guys who've been around the block, the bot turrets and the traps scale appropriately now with their level. So the little hover bot is significantly tougher in this build than he's been in the past, which is good in the way he should be.
40 seconds.
Feel like Arnold.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are doing pretty well this wave.
Yeah, we're doing okay.
Some of those.
We've got quite a bit of damage up here.
All about that base defense.
But yeah,
This
is a little, just they're a little closer to us, so it's a little easier.
Yep.
15 seconds.
And one of the things we've added, as with the alterations on the guns, so now there's different like fire guns, and to this point, Zach's finding the cryo property on the axe. Certain enemy types are more vulnerable to different types of damage now.
And some of that's new for OT6.
Yeah, that's definitely new for OT6. They're more resistant to damage, and they take more damage from their opposing element. So
Southeast.
all right, so they got 12 seconds to figure out where to go.
So give me a grade so far, Zach. Like, what are we? A, B, C. How are we doing so far?
I think we're doing a B. We got a solid B,
B
going on.
plus. B plus. Come on.
What could your teammates be doing better to help you get an A?
Oh no, I honestly think it's just is base development here. I just don't think I've prepped enough, honestly. Yeah.
I
think
the base
teammates
is
are
what's saving us.
doing pretty decent.
Taking
Falling
it
down
on
low.
himself.
Oh, way down there. Alright.
Now, Zach, being a prep kind of guy, he's getting trap points even now. He's not even in the fight, but you're watching that trap counter go up.
Oh yeah.
And so he's getting more score just for that. And again, score contributes to the amount of XP that you get in a given match. So being a higher scorer is advantageous.
Yeah, so what are the different things that I can do to increase my score?
Oh yeah. So there basically, any of the core activities within Fortnite will grant you score, so it's not necessarily all about murdering Hus, although that does help. Oh, hang on a sec. We got a flinger there on the left. Now, flinger, I know Zach's trying to play at the same time, so I wanted to check him out though. So the flinger, and they just disintegrated. Good job with his baseball bat. But the flinger actually throws husk enemies, and there's a propane tank we're going to talk about. Where'd that go, Zach?
Oh no!
All right.
They went down there.
So
Wow.
all right.
It'll be fine.
So the two things, the flinger actually throws other enemies onto your structure, so you can end up with husks sitting on top of your roof, blowing up your roof and doing whatever if you leave that guy alone, so you got to pay attention. And then we also saw the propane tank husk, which is basically an explosive barrel. So again, if you leave him alone, he'll throw that barrel right into the middle of your traps and blow them up. And for the most part, if you don't upgrade your floors and you don't make them tough, a lot of strategies are just putting them on wood. That propane husk will blow it apart, and you'll lose a bunch of your ability to defend through traps. There's another thing. The thing about the flinger, nice, well
See if
done.
it blows up.
No, they got it.
Put their turret down here. It's awesome.
That's me.
So anyway, back to scoring. So building walls, traps, crafting weapons, all of those things give you score, and then of course, obviously, killing Huss will do it as well. So we're trying to mix the people that want to build and be more defensive. They get a bunch of points, just like the commando or the ninja does for killing creatures.
We just see this large set
Linger.
of volleys coming from above.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, hey,
what
buddy.
Are you doing
Wow.
over here?
Good job.
Bam.
Now you got the slugger, which is a strong melee
I was
weapon.
going to say that he just wiped out
Yeah.
the flinger pretty quick.
Propane coming in. Ah. Nice
I
grenade.
feel like, Zach, you're
Oh,
kind
he
of
still
like
got
the
it.
Iceman of Fortnite.
Smasher.
When it gets intense like
He
that,
just destroyed me.
that's usually when I'm like
Smasher is
screaming and
Yeah, I got
yelling, and you're just...
We're on stream.
Nice.
So if you're at home,
Clutch.
it would not be this
It
quiet.
could
Yeah.
end up being a little different.
Yeah.
Good job.
Now, one of the other things, again, for people, again, still a bit placeholder, is
Propane
that we
Propane
experimented with making the blaster a taller enemy. He has a little, so he can see a bit more. But we're still sort of working on his final appearance. But we changed up his model a little bit for this build as well.
All right. If you're just joining us, we're in the middle of some Fortnite action. I know a lot of people came hoping to get a code today. We are giving them out in the chat. If you don't get one, don't worry. Hit us up on Twitter afterwards at Fortnite Game. May take us a little while to get to everyone, but we want to continue to get as many of you guys in the game as possible.
Oh man,
Good turret placement.
good job.
Back up.
See Zach, Zach taking a little bit of fire damage there because of you can tell because of the numbers are changed. Ooh, standing in poison is not good.
Oh, that's bad.
That's bad for Zach.
And so he's taking a little bit of damage now. One of the things that was new in the last O2 is the shield, right?
That's right, yeah. The shield is, again, we added that to sort of reduce some of the combat complexity, that if
30
you're back
seconds.
out of combat, you'll restore a partial amount of your shield will go back to full, but again, you still have to deal with your base health as well. So there's a little bit of a mixture between when the right side to duck out of a
22
fight.
health.
And the constructor is not the most mobile of the classes, so he has to pay attention to
We're
where
fine.
his little
10
health
seconds.
things are. So he's
Fine.
ducking back
We're good.
inside his base, getting healed up again, and now he's going to head back out into the fight. He's at 100% again.
You know, we're watching Zach, but granted, it looked like you just died.
I did. Again.
I tried to save him. I tried.
I had 22 health and Husky just bopped me on the head.
So now you've got another, you're another...
Northwest.
Another wave. They're on their way. Oh, they're going to go... Nice, okay. So again, Zach's using the jump traps to move himself back over to the new area.
Well, they're actually coming back over here. Okay. We got west approach. I think we're doing. Oh, we had this one already planned.
So Zach just spot upgrading a bunch of stuff. Again, helps it against the artillery.
Let's see where base up. The trick on getting your base up, especially on these maps, is making sure you have enough energy once you get to the point.
Yeah, so you don't waste time, right?
Yeah.
So you just come in, you're full, and you drop it, and then you move on.
So we didn't have an opportunity to see a ton of building because obviously your outpost is built. I think we're going to maybe try to do a quick gate capture mission after this. But I did want to talk about, kind of what we're seeing on the left-hand side of the screen is that, and you'll notice if you look at the fort here that there's different building materials, right?
That's right. So there's three different types of building materials: wood, metal, and stone, and they each have a bit different properties. And as the game evolves, we're gonna work our way through making those even more meaningful. But right now, the main axes that you see in differences, whereas metal, although super strong, takes a significant amount of time to build. And the problem with that is that if you build it and it's slowly building up and a creature comes up and punches it and blows it up beforehand, you're in trouble. Whereas wood has the least amount of total hit points, but it's the fastest to build. It's really good at spot building,
And
spot
it does loggers.
repairs. So you kind of have to judge between the two of them. and then the stone is right in the middle where it's trying to be, it's somewhat quick, and splits the difference about the speed of construction. And so that becomes important portions of like when you're in one of these tough fights. What do I do? Do I risk it? Am I far enough away? Can I put the metal down, or do I just spot fix this with a wood patch and hope it holds long enough for me to clear out the bad guys?
But the materials also.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Taker.
All right, so we got another. Oh no, so this is not good for Zach. So the Taker is our mini boss enemy.
Propaned.
He comes out. He shows up in group encounters, and if his team really was like crisply, I guess use Zach's term and Johnny on the spot, they would have come and saved him before he died, before the guy was doing it.
Grant was also sick.
But in this case, he did not. So
Nice. All right, Taker's out.
and so that Taker needs to, when you're split up like that, you're in trouble. So the Taker will grab you and deal a ton of damage to you in that interval if you're not careful.
Got him.
So
Down.
so this is one of those things. The Taker's like, okay, there's a Taker on the field. What do we do? Do we group up? Do we fall back? Like, what's the chance? Do we go back inside the fort and hope we can weather it? Those are all strategies. It's really up to the team to sort of figure out what they're going to do when they're at this level of difficulty.
This is fun.
This is getting pretty intense now.
Yeah. This is a place where what we want to do is our goal at the moment is to get, at the very least, something up to keep those lobbers off.
Yeah, you're taking damage on the
blaster
wire.
Yeah, actually,
Utterly destroyed me. There's a blaster. Oh, he died. Never mind.
There you go. So Zach's trying to. Yeah,
wow.
nice. He's trying to. He's just going in.
Trying to snipe him from up there, or
Well, no, what he's trying to do.
he wants to cover it up.
Yeah, he's trying to cover the hole, so he gives him enough time to repair this, probably with more durable. So that'll temporarily block some of the artillery, gives him a little bit of time to breathe, and then get back in.
Propane.
So yeah, it's again, we give the players the tools with the building system and the item system and the gadgets to sort of invent their own solutions to these problems, and it's always cool to see what people do.
Winger.
Under a minute here.
Yep, it's tight here. They're pushing against the inside. And one of the things that we're talking about, like earlier, we talked about the home base and the upgrade and the character sheets. And one of the things that the home base does for the characters is that the more powerful the home base rating, the more health all the team has, and all that stuff stacks.
Oh, Taker's on me.
So the bigger your home base ratings as the entire group, the more powerful all the heroes are on the team. So it's always good to be grouped up with other players. You're straight out just
Zach, save me!
tougher.
Zach!
So he's trying to save
trying to
him.
reload.
Good job. All right, he did. So in that case, I will. Yeah, Zach just again demonstrating good play, rolled in and saved his teammate.
Oh wow.
So from that,
This is getting crazy.
Yep.
We did it.
Okay. We got one. Do we have one more or two more?
One more.
I don't even know where we're at. I'm just like,
I hope they don't attack that one again. It's almost
me
done.
too.
Final wave.
It's the same one.
Yeah! Woo!
Repair all the things!
this is one of those things like you never know which direction the storm is going to come until it's nearly on you. So they're going to have to do some adjustments. This is a tough play. We're at the
Now, unfortunately, at least it's coming from a different direction. But let's just make sure that this is good.
So they're
Oh no.
This is why it's important for your team to have a decent amount of resources to spot, heal, repair those buildings.
5 minutes.
Yep. The 5 of 5 wave. Thing is that like I said, home base also adds like additional time for floors having more, or rather, the health of the buildings are tougher. Resources are
I'm gonna take it.
stretched a bit more as a result for people at the top end. So in this case, though they're burning through their traps, eventually traps will self-destruct when they have no more ammunition. And you'll watch. The thing that's interesting about Fortnite is that you can see the stage where, like, hey, there's no more traps on the floor here anymore. It's like, yes, they've all been consumed by the husks.
Flanger.
So Zach is trying to put them back into play.
Maiden.
Smashers marked.
Oh shit!
So I think we got a smasher somewhere on the field if they're talking about him. I haven't seen him
No,
yet.
he-
on
yeah.
Zach's screen. Did you get him? All right.
He just blew. He just
Oh,
blew
bam!
Wow.
Yeah. So that was propane tank. He dropped that on that.
Sure he's over there though, not over
Yeah,
here.
blew apart some of the traps. That's why they're dangerous because they can clear traps for the rest of the forces.
And right there we switched to the hammer shot, which so on those blaster husks we can cause knockback on them with if you have the right type of shotgun. Actually, all shotguns I think work, but specifically the right type of assault rifle, which is why I've got a hammer shot here, which uses shotgun shells and causes knockback on those guys. So
that's a smasher.
Oh, here
That
it comes.
is
Here it comes.
Ooh, lands
I
the
got a
hit.
taker as well.
Okay, so the
Coming from-
smasher
from
is our major tank unit. What that basically, he's really good at laying siege to your base and knocking back heroes, ground pounding in this case, and pushing Zach away from the thing, putting him out of position for defense. He's kiting him pretty well though, so that's good. That's good stuff for Zach. But
I've got a blaster at my back, which is
The taker's
that's not
hello,
helping.
I'm gonna die.
yeah. How are you
Where
doing?
were you? Where are
And
you?
then we've got a taker.
Oh, you're so far away.
Flinger, sorry.
Flinger grabbing that guy.
Let's get rid of this
Come here.
guy.
I got him. I got him.
Nice,
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's teamwork.
nice. Yeah, your team's
I feel like they have
holding
good.
up.
They have
Yeah, I
good
know.
team chemistry here.
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. Zach's
See if I
Zach's
can
in
get out
trouble
of
though.
here.
Let's see if he can. Oh, that was a pro play. What just happened there? Use that jump pad to get up there and get away. Wow.
He is hurt, but
Yeah, but he's gonna make it. I think. He's
Propane,
gonna get it
propane.
back inside his little healing station here. Get him back up to full. He was collecting his resources from his base device at the same time.
Yeah.
That's refreshing a bunch of his resources, which is good. That's what he's using to shore up the defense. And like I said, as we evolve the game, we're kind of interested in seeing, like, you know, how can we watch, like, sort of teams compete against these kind of challenges? How far can they make it? How, you know, what kind of class composition they think, what kind of designs they choose for building. So as we get into next year, I think we're gonna see more of that kind of stuff, and I'll be very interested to see what the community comes up with. Right now, we watch it in live and see how people are playing. But I think as we get more and more people out here, we're gonna get more ideas. We're gonna see more stuff. I think it's gonna be pretty awesome.
oh, there he is.
All right, there he is. You're really ganging up on him. Don't let him get out. Don't let him get out. He's like, no.
Oh, he wants
Zach's.
Is that me? Hey, go away.
Zach's marked by the taker. That little skull above him says that
Taker, where we at?
he's trying to
Stay with us. Stay with
There
us.
he is.
grab
Get him
it.
out of the traps.
Good,
Down,
yeah,
down, down,
he's
down.
good.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Now a little
man.
stunned.
All right.
Oh, that is
40
not good for
40
you.
seconds.
No, I know. Eventually I'll
You're not
I
in a good
made
place
the
right
body.
now.
I made
really
the
hope I
body.
come out of this.
There it
we
is.
go.
Boom. Yeah, that was bad news.
Celebrate
You got
the
to hold
4th
me
of
for a little
July.
bit.
Just to be clear, that definitely was a bug right
Another-
there.
yeah,
So
another
that's
smash.
not intended play necessarily.
No,
30
yeah,
seconds.
It's a little longer than we'd expect.
Now.
We're watching the smasher just taking out the opening fencing, but you guys are shredding him. So good for you.
Yep.
Oh man, there's a hole in the base right now.
Oh,
Hole in the
10
base.
seconds though. I think
Yeah,
we're-
they got it, but man, the wall.
That was close.
That was close.
that could
Yeah.
have
Good
been
save.
bad.
That could have been
save.
bad, man.
Everybody
As
run
it
to the
was, we
center.
lost our 80% badge.
Yeah, there's no badge. No badge.
I am going to blame the team for that.
Right.
So.
Might as well
Alright.
replay. We did it!
You did it.
Woo! Well done. Well done.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Darren. Tell them what they won.
Nice.
Victory.
A new car.
Well, in this case, like our intent over the long haul is to make teaming up in groups and doing these kind of defenses a pretty lucrative portion of gameplay. Again, we're still tweaking about how some of this stuff works, but that's the hope, that if you go in and you help other people, you know, and you get rewarded. Like I said, this portion of the game is all co-op, so you know
Nice
you
job,
can
Ninja.
play
Nice
solo,
job.
but if you play with the team, you're way better.
34,000.
Like a ninja.
That's
Yeah, look at that.
wow! Look at that. That is a significant score.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm the weakest link.
To be fair,
You're
your
off the
combat is quite high here.
I'm just saying.
So it really looks like soldier time here. Looks like you maybe built a bunch of stuff. Is that
what was
My
your strategy
utility?
there?
We're making
I
traps.
was,
You're making
uh-huh.
traps.
I was.
Let's just say mistakes were made.
I was lowering
Let's just
their
say
defense.
mistakes were made.
I was lowering their defense.
There you go.
So I kept shooting as many
He was
people
All
as
lying
right,
about
possible.
we were
no,
talking
okay.
about.
I want to make sure,
That's
because that's
teamwork.
Okay.
Actually, I want to give
Okay,
him some
yeah.
credit. Like
That's
Caleb, that is
legit.
a valid. The soldier's ability to debuff other enemies. If he takes a machine gun and he sprays a bunch of them, that means that when other players target those enemies, they take more damage. It's a valid play, and it definitely lowers the. That's how you tear up those smashers as a team.
Now we're over the time that we usually go, but I think we can do a quick gate capture.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Let's do a
do
quick
it.
gate capture because the one thing I really wanted to be able to show too was a little bit more building.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we weren't able to do that in the outpost. Want to be able to show that off and maybe highlight a couple of the hero abilities that we haven't seen.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to. You guys will be able to show off a little bit of the Outlander stuff in the next build. You guys are professionals.
Oh man, I got my Plankerton outpost completed.
Boo.
We got my upgrade
Jealous.
plan. Command center level 3. Here we come.
Yeah.
I'm actually totally stoked.
Yep.
I'm like ready to go. It's like.
So now Zach has unlocked his next level of command center. That means the command center is the brain of your base, and upgrading that has a significant amount of upgrade effect on your overall base power. So
Now, normally you wouldn't be able to do exactly what I just did that fast, but because my home base was reset, I've got a little bit more gold and building parts.
Yeah.
But boy, now I'm really stoked now. All right, so let's go ahead and we won't try to figure anything canny there. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at this. We got a single gate capture, very high difficulty. This looks fun.
Yep.
Let's do this guy.
Yep, let's try
This is
it.
city.
Very high threat.
Yep, right, you guys are fine, professionals. One of the things we did adjust for the players who have been with us for several OTs is that now you'll notice that you got a 95% score bonus for playing in a both harder zone and in Plankerton.
Right.
And so what happens over time is you get more and more score multipliers, the more difficult the content, and that's awesome because that translates into more XP for you. So it's what you'd expect in a typical game. Hey, you do harder stuff, you get more reward. But that's all functioning now, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. So you're going to see a bit. People who are fighting at the top level are going to have bigger scores than people at the lower starts.
So we're going to do close the gate.
That's right.
What is that?
So gate has been our sort of our primary activity for over a year and a half, I guess, and there's this force that's causing the husks to come into the area, and that is in theory the gate. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go find the gate that's bringing the husks in, and we're going to go close it with our Atlas device, which we're going to place on top of it. Once we place the Atlas device on it and activate it, we have 8 minutes to defend the Atlas device while it closes the gate.
Yep, so we jumped into the zone here, and there's different types of zones, right, in terms of the look and
Yep. There's different. Ooh, nice. You got lucky.
Yeah.
So this is a.
Let's see if we can close this before soldier time can even load in.
This is a sort of semi-industrial downtown sort of. Actually, I guess a semi-industrial area. That means there's tons of buildings, tons of cars, tons of metal. Like, it's important. Like, one of the things that about the differences between the environments.
Here's one thing. So we've got an alert here where
yeah.
the storm is actually going to change direction on us. This is something that's new in this build. So the storm will actually, during our fight, will actually move around us and come from different directions and spawning enemies, which will make it slightly more difficult.
Sure, because normally you can just see right away after you put the Atlas down what direction it will come from.
Yep.
Exactly.
And the starting in the early levels, like, we want you to know, hey, the storm's going to come from the west, and you sort of can prepare your defenses. But as you move into the Elder play, we that the storm itself changes it up a bit. So that's one of our interesting bits. But yeah, and so one of the advantages of coming into this area is, like, hey, if you're looking for ammunition, more metal, like, this is the place you come to find. Anytime you get lots of cars, you blow them up, you get nuts and bolts. Those are ingredients to use for making more ammunition and guns.
Yep.
So
we're building very quickly and efficiently here.
Oh yeah, are we going too quick?
Let's try to get through this.
Yeah.
It's okay, but I did want to mention. Obviously, a big part of this is just kind of exploring some of the areas, right?
That's right.
There's
a
lot of things that you can find.
Yeah, and this is, like I said, this is one of the things before you get too far, Zach. After you deploy, why don't you walk into one of the adjacent buildings and we'll see what's in there, so you can get a little idea.
Let me
We also
finish
need to
this
give,
thing out really quick and make sure that we're ready to go.
Yeah, we also need to give Grant a minute because he's got to find us an offensive frag.
Oh yeah, he absolutely needs to find the offensive.
Can you do that, Grant?
Yeah, sure.
I know.
Okay, so what we're seeing here is these are the patrols that sort of they're kind of working against us while we play, and so as we're building, these patrols are coming up, and they like to show up every once in a while and keep you on your toes.
Yeah, and one of the things is as you get farther and farther in the worlds get more difficult, it becomes tougher, and they get a bit more climactic. The world becomes more and more inhabited with these awake husks, and they're gonna try to stop you.
I got one.
Zach's dealing with them pretty handily, but you have to be
I'm
careful.
just gonna grab some blue.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was. Good job.
Look at that thing. Nice.
Yeah, you got a military hand axe.
So now what we're doing here is we're just going to clear out some of the space here for this attack. Since we don't know exactly what direction it's coming from, just want to make sure it's...
I feel like maybe line of sight could be important for some of those ranged husks.
One of the new things we added into this build too
let's go ahead and go in here.
yeah, let's check out what's inside. One of the new things we added into this build.
Whoa! Can I actually search this painting?
You sure can.
No way!
Yeah.
I've never done that.
And you
That's
found a
awesome.
pumpkin in it. You never know where you're going to keep your painting pumpkin. But yeah, we added the ability to actually ward an area against the encroaching husks. So basically, those husk patrols. You can push them away from the area you're searching by building this ward device, and that'll keep those patrols away from you. And if you're just trying to hunker down and build, it's a good way to keep them off of you.
So these buildings can get pretty confusing on the inside, but in Fortnite you always have the advantage of, well, let's just go through the wall.
Little shout out before you destroy that. Little shout out to UT right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
Look at that guy.
to our UT brethren, thank you for having some cool posters.
Our shout out is that we just destroyed the wall.
Well, hey, that is the beauty of being in Fortnite. Anything is destructible. You know,
Destroy all the things.
Hey, you destroy it. And it's important, like as you're moving through these kind of city environments, there's a lot of stuff hidden on roofs. Just build straight up in the air. He's finding ammunition up here. Bam, that's there's energy cells in there. Like Zach's a pretty advanced player, but like as you move through, players are always asking, hey, how do I get more stuff? Well, looking around is key.
And all the hexes are different, right?
That's right. All the worlds are procedurally generated. So we have our LDs sort of meticulously design out maybe that individual stuff that happens within the buildings, but they're all assembled in procedural patterns, so it changes up the gameplay. And locations of chests move around. It's not always the same everywhere every time you go.
We got a taco stand.
Yeah, what are we looking at?
We got a pool over
hall.
here.
Yeah.
I think it's a swimming pool. Yeah, it's a swimming pool.
Oh yeah, it's the actual pool. There it is.
I think there's even back here in the corner. I think I can break the floor and find some of the plumbing for the pool. Yeah, I think it's over here. It's on the other side. Which sometimes, every once in a while, there's a chest down there, which is pretty fun.
So yeah, I mean, we've added a significant number of new buildings to this build as well. Our LD team has been making new stuff. We have some screenshots of all the new stuff in the world. Zach's been exclaiming that if he can find gnomes and flamingos in them, they're new structures. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
And those who have been playing with our community know why the gnomes are important. I won't say why. But...
Oh, and here's our...
Here it is.
Look at that.
Here we are. Good job.
Yeah. So our top players from OT1 are here memorialized for all Fortnite eternity.
Yeah. That's right. It's the good. That's wow. Again, just lucky that we get to see this. It's awesome. Yeah, this is our tag gallery for all our original OT players.
Storm Chasers.
Yeah. So again, we appreciate everybody coming out and trying out the game as we sort of iterating through it, and we try to, like the team tries to give a little props when we can.
So this is a one gate, but there's also multiple gates sometimes.
That's right. That's right. We deliberately picked one that'd be quick, so for a time, but the gates can come in 1 to 4 varieties, and this one is a single gate. But the bigger the gates,
Yeah, exactly. Look at this thing.
Get on it.
Oh, that was a bad swim. I'm sorry.
There's a pitch of death. Just so you got it.
Make the bed definitely fun.
Yeah, that would you want. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Let's go do this thing.
Let's make it happen.
And here's our art director, Pete. Why don't you join us up here, Pete?
Yeah, come have a seat.
Oh, I'm gonna tag out a minute. Let's do a peek, man.
Oh,
You
no.
can sit right here.
Yeah,
sit right
you don't
here.
need
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Got a seat nice and warm for me?
Yeah, right for you.
Hey, everybody.
So Pete, we have a lot of new people watching today for the first time. This is the first time many of them are seeing Fortnite. How do we arrive at this look for the game?
Wow, it's been a lot of exploration and iteration going back a few years. I think we've been pretty consistent over the last year or so. The main thing that really stands out as new and better recently is our new hero designs. We've gone over the characters probably once or twice now for each one of them, and we're pretty proud of where they're at this point. I think they're pretty cool. I think you guys also got to see at the start of the stream some of the new guns. Those are coming along really nicely, so we're really happy with those. We're looking forward to continuing to keep adding really cool new awesome guns and weapons to the game as we go.
So we're seeing, obviously alpha gameplay here. What's the stuff that you most want to focus on moving forward?
I think we're just going to keep polishing the world. We're going to keep working on the visual effects for the storms. I want to see us keep adding new monsters. I think I was seeing some comments in the stream earlier from people liking the enemy designs. That's definitely something that we're really excited about too. We really dig our husks and our storm creatures. So doing some more of those will be a lot of fun if we can, figure out how they fit into the game and how to make them awesome.
All right, looks like we are about to fire this up.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So a little different than outposts because we're only doing one continuous wave here, but it's longer, 8 minutes long.
Yeah. Yeah, we should see quite a good variety of creatures.
So we know that the storm is going to change direction. Is there a set amount of times that's going to happen, or it can change at any time?
It can change it. I believe it can change it anytime. I'm actually unsure because I've not played a huge amount of this yet. So we will find out.
Learning together.
Oh, there's one of our other enemies. I don't know if we called that before.
Yeah, the beehive husk.
That's pretty cool.
The beehive is sort of area denial again. It puts the bees down or deals a significant amount of damage. You don't want to stand on the bees. That's bad news.
Yeah, that's another guy we're looking forward to doing an art pass on. There's some pretty cool concepts of him kind of wearing a beekeeper outfit. Some ideas we might explore there.
I feel like because we saw the intense outpost, this feels like almost like it's going to be easy for you guys.
Oh yeah, this should be pretty straightforward. The thing about the outpost fights is that they're significantly harder than a normal fight. So which is, we really wanted the outpost to be something that really challenged the players for the level that they were at. So we decided to make those much harder. Now, we also haven't built a huge amount here, so we'll see how it goes.
You should get Grant into position for the Outlander,
All right, dropping the bear.
so you can get out of your inventory there.
Let's make sure that we're in.
Go! Run! Right there.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, nice.
Don't worry, I have 2 more.
That's right. So this is Teddy. This is our Outlander. As I said before, he has an offensive ability that he can pick up in the world, and he calls in the backup of the Robo Bear.
Whose name is Teddy.
Okay, so we see the storm's changing direction. Let's find out what happens there.
This way, north. And
we got a smasher.
oh, I'm getting taken. Got a taker on me.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right,
That's awesome.
we got you, Grant.
Thank you.
He's toast.
Done.
Let's see, let me take out this
Oh,
guy.
I'm dancing.
That's annoying.
I'm dancing.
You're dancing.
Smasher.
Not sure about
You know
the
what?
stop sign.
Slow field. I got it in mind.
Good job.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, what they're doing is they've got a double slow field here.
Bullet hosted.
I love the slow field. I think that's my favorite gadget.
Yeah, the slow field
Have another bear.
slows down the enemy's movement and attack rates.
Got the mirror
So
inside the.
you're not affected by it. And yeah, Grant dropped another Teddy there.
Woo! Did you show off your droid turret yet, Zach?
Yeah. Here we go.
Go for that. Go.
How many different gadgets are there right now in Fortnite? What are some of the other ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got this. We have the slow field, the adrenaline rush, the supply drop, the proximity mines, the sentry gun, and
Banner.
the banner, which is actually
Teleporter.
yeah, and that's right. And we didn't actually even use the teleporter. Yeah, so the banner is strong at upgrading your walls. It's one of those things. If you drop it, it'll both heal and repair any damaged walls. So it's good for spot healing when you're overwhelmed. And the teleporter is good if you want to be highly mobile in fights, and it's usable on creatures too. So you can kind of do some random. There's some random behaviors. Some people like to run smashers into them, dump them into pits, all kinds of interesting things. At least that's what I like doing with it. So. Yeah, we'll be adding more gadgets into the game
Changing.
over time.
Direction change.
So that's 2 direction changes, as we've been paying attention.
Propane.
So
Done.
what is the process like when you're thinking about
Smasher.
wanting to add a new weapon, wanting to add a new gadget? What comes first? You know, does the design and purpose of the weapon come first, and then the art, or how do you guys work together to make that happen?
Yeah, well, absolutely. We do some design brainstorming first. The designers and a couple of the other guys on the team will get together and talk about, what do they think is going to be cool. Sort of figure out how it fits into all the other systems in the game, like home base, and how would it be, how would a player acquire such whatever that item is going to be, and sort of figure out where it fits. And then we'll throw in a pretty simple, rough model. Like, for example, that Teddy gadget right there, that's a first pass model. That's not final artwork. It's something that, an artist can create relatively quickly with all the, tools that we have. And we can get it in the game, and we can figure out, is this fun? Is this working? Does it fit? Is the teddy bear so big and fat that it's blocking players and getting in the way? Should we make it smaller?
Right.
We can sort of like look at how it all works and figure out, is this actually fun? And once the answer to that is, yeah, we're confident in this, then we'll take it through to more of a final art pass, and that'll be. We've got some really awesome concept artists, we've got some awesome modeling and texturing guys, and some awesome animators, and some other guys who do work with blueprints in Unreal Engine 4. So once an asset goes through that whole process, it'll be, to a higher degree of quality and just look awesome when it's all done.
Last minute and a half here. Pretty easy work for you guys.
Nobody's got any rocket launchers, huh? Or beam launchers.
Yeah. What have we got here?
I have a grenade launcher.
Out here at the
Wow.
Let's show something cool. You're not at no risk. You're gonna lose here. So
No, certainly not. I've got a Zaptron someplace in here.
Here we go.
Oh, you got one? All right.
Smasher.
oh
Smasher.
wow.
Did you drop it?
I
Are you
was trying
shooting
to, and a smasher showed up.
Yeah.
That's okay. Shoot it. You can see it from over here.
Oh, yeah, you got
Okay.
your grenade launcher. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Grenade launchers are good at sweeping away
No more
large
grenade launcher.
volumes of creatures.
Yeah. I got my zap. I can't
Oh,
craft it at the moment. I
no
don't have
duct
any
tape.
duct tape. It's a solvable problem. Don't know if it's solvable within the time we have.
30 seconds.
Seconds.
There it is. You get a couple shots off of this bad boy here, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh.
take her.
No.
You're like, what happens when...
Where is he? Oh, there he is. Got him. I got him.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's not
Alright.
dead. Nice.
Alright, there's two.
You tried. Yeah, you tried. You can, we're getting there.
The trap.
What I like about you, Zach, is that
That's why
you
you didn't take it. I was
still
like,
got your,
where'd he go?
your resources.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even let your victory. You're like, no, I'm getting the last bits of resources from this thing.
That's right.
All right.
See, if I hadn't bought that llama earlier, I would have been able to get my survivor pack now.
oh no.
But instead, I'm going to have to go and help with several people with
So
their
you're gonna have
outposts tonight.
You're gonna have
to be able to
play-
get enough.
Are you gonna have
get
to play
another
more
100.
Fortnite? That must
Yeah,
that'll be
this is
so
more
sorry for
your
you.
creation.
Wow.
The actual,
That's okay. I'm confident that there's some guys out there
From
that
your
needs help
mind
with
and your
their outposts
style.
tonight,
This
so.
file is legit.
Yeah, that's really sharp. Please be careful.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
This is NSFW, not safe for work. Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we recently, I think maybe I'll tweet out another one. I think I tweeted out a picture of our playtest lab. We had some people decorating and spent a lot of time on it. And it's pretty awesome, and they've made some cool props that are clearly dangerous.
Yes.
This is definitely like straight from the streets.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like
There's a missing
Yeah,
there's a
totally.
missing stop sign
I
somewhere.
hope we
in-
haven't caused any
in
traffic
traffic.
incidents due to this.
Okay, so that was Fortnite. Part of Fortnite.
Yeah.
There's a lot of missions and things we didn't show today.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep showing you guys more stuff. We really appreciate everybody watching. I hope that a lot of you watching were able to get a code during the stream. If you weren't, that's okay. Tweet at Fortnite Game. Make sure you're following us, and we'll start DMing some codes to you guys. I've seen several hundred tweets just since I've been in here, so it'll probably take us a little while, but we're going to continue to bring people in over the next several days. We also have a lot more invites going out this week, so look to your email that you signed up with because you may find one there as well. If you do happen to get in the game, when you sign in at Fortnite.com, make sure you go to your dashboard. If you go there, you'll actually have 2 friend invites. You can invite 2 more people. So we're trying to bring in as many of you as you can right now, and look forward to playing with you guys over the next few days and months. So,
Thank you everybody for coming out and playing Fortnite, and happy holidays, and we'll see you next year. It's going to be awesome.
bye, everybody.
Bye.